Thanks, Wendy. Now, let us review our learning objectives for today. We will firstly go through a brief introduction about benefits realization management and the PMO. After that, we'll examine the current state of the PMO based on a recent study and should provide links for free download of additional resources. Then we'll get to the main points of this webinar, that are the conclusion and recommendations for organizations and practitioners. At the end, we should have time to answer some questions from the audience. First of all, in the introduction, we are going to quickly review some of the most common types of PMO, and we will compare the PMO life cycle with the benefits realization management life cycle, where we should provide some examples of PMO activities. But before we start talking about our main topics, it is important to point out that in addition to the fact that benefits realization management is a hot topic, and because of that, there is a lot of research on this topic going on at the moment, project management practitioners are also effectively applying benefits realization management techniques in their day-to-day work. On your screen, you see just a few examples of organizations that published case studies online about their experience with benefits realization management. You can probably easily find these and other several similar case studies just by doing a search for benefits realization management case studies on Google. By reading those reports, we can see that many organizations from a variety of sectors are already benefiting from applying those practices.
Hey, Carlos. Yes, thanks for the briefly contextualization. Let's now come back to our main topic, and we are going to talk a little bit about the PMO types and its roles in order to set the context for the next two sections. Firstly, it's important to acknowledge that the acronym of the PMO can be understood in different ways. While the MO usually stands for Management Office, the P might have different meanings. What I mean by that is the most common three are project, program, and portfolio, which treat of those three different levels in terms of the scope of work within the organization. Similarly, PMO normally operates taking on a combination of a few different roles as well. Some of the more common roles are the COE, which is pretty much the center of excellence, where the PMO is responsible for establishing standards and disseminating best practice alongside with auditing process. Another one is the governance, where the PMO supports the oversight of projects and programs itself, control and reporting, when the PMO is the main source of the truth and holds the data and information about the projects and programs. Another one is the general support and advice to the project and program teams, and one which is we understand in the market delivering when the PMO has project managers and project teams in its own part of your structures, as you can see per this slide. Next slide, please. Cool. As we saw in the previous slide, the three main PMO types operate in different layers to support the strategy and execution, right? Organizations may set up the PMOs in various different ways, but their work must be aligned and converge into achievement of common set of objectives. Therefore, we understand that all types of PMOs can have a strategic impact in supporting the realization of benefits, although each level of PMO may operate in different stages of the benefits realization lifecycle. As you see illustrated in this slide, on top of the layer, we have the project portfolio management offices around it. These are responsible for groups and initiatives that encompass the realization of all or multiple end benefits. Then we have the program management offices in the intermediary layer, and a program delivers change related to the strategic objective and to the realization of one or few end benefits. The bottom layer is composed by the project management offices, and each of the project deliveries enables for the realization of one or a few benefits, although most times such benefits will be realized only after the project closure. It's fundamental to note that successful execution of the business strategies depends on project success itself, which is in the bottom layer. Therefore, all layers should be ultimately focused in making projects successful, so they can enable the realization itself on the expected benefits. Even though all layers are important because of the success of the organization, it all depends on the success of the most relevant projects of their portfolio, what can only be orchestrated with the assistance for a program and portfolio level PMOs. Now we're going to see on the next slide, we draw kind of this as a roadmap, which is suggestive. And at this point, you may ask me, what is the support to the benefits realization management process would actually look like in practical terms of the PMO? Here, we list some of the most common examples from the literature, which is starting from the one, identify and mapping benefits, supporting the production of business cases, tracking pre-delivery ability to realize benefits. Fourth, running BRM health checks and deep dives. Fifth, tracking post-delivery benefits realization. Sixth, tracking post-closure benefits realization. And the seventh, coordinating post-implementation reviews.
Okay, Claudio, thank you for the brief review of the theory and best practice. Now, we can progress to our second step and then talk about the reality. At the end of this section, we should have answered some of your questions, from the audience, like what are the PMOs actually doing to contribute with the benefits realization processes? Where are PMOs finding their main challenge along this process? Let me start by explaining how I gathered the information that will help me to answer those questions. In October 2018, I ran a workshop with around 90 PMO practitioners from various different organizations. In the workshop, I asked them to answer two simple questions. First, they were asked to tell me how their PMOs are participating in the benefits realization management process and what are the activities that PMOs are performing in their organizations. Secondly, I asked where increased focus would enable a more strategic impact on benefits realization management. On a side note, they answered my question using post-its, as you can see in the picture on the right-hand side of the slide. We ended up with a set of 137 practices or activities, where most of them were very well-known PMO activities. At this point, you might ask me how they could...
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Maludis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.